Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown game preview episode. We got the Rams this week in Baltimore. This is also another giveaway episode, so somewhere in this video, I'll ask a question. All you got to do is drop your answer in the comments. Closest answer wins $50 right after the game. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel too if you haven't done that as well. But let's dive into the game. So this might be a wet, windy game, which is definitely going to affect things. It's going to be cold. It's going to be raining. It's going to be windy. And that benefits running the ball and defense. And I think that benefits us. I think we match up pretty well against the Rams anyway. And I know they've been playing well. They've won 3 straight. Stafford's looking pretty good. They do have a lot of weapons. You know, they still got Aaron Donald on defense. Like, the Rams are not an easy team. They're 6-6. They're definitely going to be a tough team. But I just think the Ravens match up really well against them. And especially in Baltimore, if it's a cold monsoon, you know, I think that just fits our play style, and our defense is just going to be able to eat. The Rams can also run the ball. Williams has been a stud for them lately. They have potential to run the ball, but their main threats are definitely Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Nakua. They definitely are the threats downfield, and just depending on the conditions, I don't know how much either team is going to be able to air it out. Obviously, there's going to be passing. There's always passing, but if it is really raining and really windy game, it's definitely going to be tough to pass. So we're going to see a lot of short passing and a lot of running. And like I said, I just think that edge goes massively to Baltimore. Baltimore runs for over 100 yards a game. I know we don't have a superstar running back or anything like that, but we just get it done. You know, Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell, a little bit of Justice Hill, and then Lamar. And it's always over 100 yards, and I don't think this game is going to be any different. But that leads us to the giveaway question really early in the episode. How many total yards, rushing and receiving, is Keaton Mitchell going to have on Sunday? Total yards, Keaton Mitchell. Drop a comment below. Please like the video. And best of luck to you guys. I'll send the winner $50 right after the game. Now back into the game. I wanted to do the giveaway a little earlier. I always kind of put it towards the end of the episode, but there you guys go. This bye week came at the perfect time. We were talking about it earlier this week. We're going to get Marlon Humphrey back. Ronnie Stanley had some time to rest. Odell gets some time to heal that shoulder. I think Odell down the stretch is going to be huge for us. Not sure particularly in this game. He is going against his former team. He's a captain, but I just want to see what these conditions are. If it's not as bad, if the winds are kind of calm and it's just raining a little bit, I think we'll still be able to throw downfield, and hopefully that is the case. I do want to push the ball downfield. You know, we got the guys this year, Zay Flowers, Odell, Bateman. We can push the ball down the field, but if it is really rough conditions, then I'd rather just ground and pound and let our defense eat. Our defense is the best defense in the league, in my opinion, but even if you want to argue it, they're top 3. You can't argue that they're not top 3. You know, and they lead the league in sacks, and we're starting to get a lot more turnovers now. We saw last week in the Chargers, we were forcing a lot more fumbles. I love what this defense is doing. I love what Mike McDonald's doing. Roquan sung his praises in his press conference. I wish people would calm down a little bit with the Mike McDonald. I know here I am talking about it, but my channel ain't big enough to really make any type of noise like that or make any difference anyway. So, but Roquan talking about it publicly definitely does do something. So I'd love to hold on to Mike McDonald, pay that guy whatever he wants. I'd like for him to be the coach in waiting if Harbaugh doesn't see himself being the coach for, you know, a decade plus more or whatever, if it's only a couple years and maybe he wants to move on or just retire and kind of calm things down in his life, I'd love for Mike McDonald to be the guy. So I'd love for us to hold on to him as long as we can. If Harbaugh does want to be here for a long time, then obviously that's not going to happen. I think Mike McDonald's going to get a head coaching job. I just hope it's not next year. Let's hold on to this guy. This guy is lifted our defense. And I know it's not just him. We got a ton of playmakers on defense, and, you know, all these veteran signings like Jadeveon Clowney and Van Noy have really stepped up our pass rush, and always stepping up a little bit, and Matabike stepping up big. But these creative blitzes, these creative rushes are impressive. They're impressive to watch. So shout out Mike McDonald. I just wanted to throw that in there a little bit. My score prediction for this game, I'm going Ravens 27, Rams 20. I just don't think teams are going to be getting in the 30s if the weather conditions are like this. Kind of giving me a flashback to when we played the 49ers a couple years ago. It was actually in 2019. We played the 49ers, and it was like a monsoon in Baltimore. It's a really low scoring game, defensive game. A big focus in this game for the Ravens, and both teams really, but for the Ravens to succeed in this game and not beat themselves is to hold on to the ball. If we're in wet conditions, we have a lot of read option, misdirection handoffs, wide reverse coming across, handoffs in a motion. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, and if the ball is wet because it's pouring rain, that is obviously an increased risk of turning the ball over, and that will ruin a game quick. I don't care who you're playing. So we definitely need to have an extra emphasis on holding on to the ball. Maybe not as much read option if it is really pouring, just because we've been known to fumble quite a bit, more so earlier in the season than recently, but we definitely have had our fumble problems, and if it's pouring rain and the weather's really bad, that definitely concerns me. So I just think focus and point of emphasis for the Ravens needs to be ball security. Always, but especially if it's pouring rain. But let me know some of your guys' predictions. What's your score predictions? Hopefully you heard the giveaway question. And just give me some predictions about the game. What are you guys thinking about this one? I heard a lot of people in the comments earlier this week saying that they're a little scared about this Rams game. I'm only nervous because of the weather. I think that we match up really well against this team. And I think coming off a bye with only 5 games down this home stretch here to finish out the regular season, I think this team's going to be locked in. We're as healthy as we can possibly be outside of Mark Andrews, obviously, and Tyus Bowser, you know, whenever he wants to come back, if he comes back. But we're pretty healthy across the board. So I'm feeling good about this game. I think we're favored by 7 or so. Usually when we're favored by that much, we cover and kind of dominate the game. And I'm not saying we're going to dominate this game necessarily, but we should win. We should definitely win. And then we got a gauntlet coming up down this home stretch. Jaguars, Niners, Dolphins, but Rams this week. Let's get a dub. And thank you guys for supporting the channel, for buying the merch and watching all these videos. I really appreciate it, man. It means the world to me. I never knew how this was going to go when I started this channel in the off season, and now we're 130 plus episodes in, and you know, almost 2,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.